Hello, fellow comic book ones. This is Man. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to start on a first video of a two-part videos. First video is going to be called, or it's be referenced by hashtag CBC Newb. The second video is going to be called hashtag CBC Annual. CBC stands for, of course, comic book community. I got the inspiration for this video from Sleepy Reader. He started a new channel on a booktube community. I think he called it Sleepy Book Reader. That's the channel. I'll provide the link below. And he made this new video. What was it called? Booktube newbie tag video. So it was a tag video, and I'm going, hey, that's a good idea. So tag.
Oh, what fun we're going to have together.
The decision to start these two new videos, tag videos, of course, was sparked by Sleepy Reader. Sleepy Reader went to that booktube community and made a newbie tag video and had tons of support from that community right off the bat. And I'm going, oh wow, why don't we have one? The comic book community. I've been with this community for about 2 years, and I haven't seen those intro videos before. For instance, in the art community, I've seen something like that. In the art community, you do a little self-portrait, you time-lapse it, then you voice over your origin story, for instance, and that's your intro video. I've seen something like that from the vinyl community, but comic book community? No, I have not seen it. So here we are. I have made up 10 questions. They will be in the description below. Yeah, I borrow much from the booktube community, but don't tell them, okay? Don't tell them. I changed it up so that it is more for the comic book community. I add some, take out some. In the booktube community, there's 11 questions. We're going to have just 10. One call to action. Call to action is where you shout out some existing channels that's been around for a while. Let's say Get a Big Casual Comic Guy, and say, hey, I'm here, Yeah. It's not an intrusive way to give them a shout out and say, hey, come watch my video. Yeah, I think this will allow people that's been around will engage with the new people that's coming into the community. So even though I'm not a noob to the community, I'll make this intro tag video to demonstrate. Matter of fact, I'm suggesting this new intro video could be done by anybody, whether you've been around or not, as long as you haven't done intro video like this, right? So here's my call to action. Hey, Damien. Thanks for the inspiration. Hey, since you created one of these intro videos for the booktube community, why not one for the comic book community? Hey, Gary. You're the godfather of hashtag Grow Together. It's fitting that you should be tagged on this one. By the way, guys, if you get noticed by Get a Big Casual Comic Guy, then you are definitely in the comic book community, okay? On his 1011 video. Watch out for his 1011 video. Hey, Brian! Another godfather in different domain. In the domain of comic book community awards, where he's like he hands out trophies for all the comic book community members. And please award us with your tag video. Hey Roger, my middle name. You know what they say? Television, telephone, hello Roger. Roger that. Hey Joe, they say you cannot teach new trick to. They cannot teach new trick to our elders. But these are not new tricks. These are just old tricks gathering dust in our community. Will you help us dust it off with your wisdom? Hey CJ. A creature of the night and insomniac. Oh, sorry, CJ. The insomniac. I'm sure you want a bag for this, but would you take this tag? I promise. I will say thank you. I promise. Hashtag look at me. Hey, Simple Simon. Hashtag guy on down under. Hashtag Star Wars guy. Hashtag action figure guy. Hashtag cosplay interview. Okay, never mind this. Hey, hashtag all bagel guy. Hashtag all bagel guy. Will you take this tag? Hey Gray, blimey, where you go to Lou already? And quit slinging that stuff on my comic books. Hey, yeah, join the tag. Yes or no? Hashtag whales are still monsters. Sorry guys. I think I said 3 or more, didn't I? I could be shouting people out all day long. Sorry if I haven't got to you. And if you are still willing to participate in this tag video, I really appreciate you and consider yourself tagged. Everybody in the comic book community who hasn't made these intro videos, consider yourself tagged. Thank you. Now, let's get to the questions already. First, I think I started a comic book channel because I want to be part of this comic book community where we share our comic book knowledge, comic book fun, you know. Another reason is that I want to keep record of what's coming in. I don't have a very good record of what's going out, but I have a pretty good record of what's keep coming into my collection via video blog. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to the comic book community? I've been here 2 years, and I guess some people find me funny. I don't know. I could bring the willingness to learn. Willingness to learn. Yeah, it's always fun to learn, especially about comic books. I was excited to have a new channel and excited to meet new people. And then when people start, counting subs, like, oh, you made 200, congratulations. And so that was really exciting at first, getting those subscribers and viewers and all that. But now that I've been at it for 2 years, most exciting thing for me is to meet people in the community. Even if they don't watch my video, even if I don't watch their video, we're able to connect via meeting at the comic book stores or have a meetup or have a meeting at the comic book con, that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm excited about, meeting new people. Yeah. And red. I think this is it. I was 12 at the time. I came to the United States at 11 back in 1974. I probably didn't figure out that you could get your own comic book at this convenience store called U-Totem. You know, totem pole. Those. I was in Oklahoma, by the way, so there were these totem pole design that supposed to represent those totem poles from Native American tribes, those totem pole things. You totem away, totem, you totem, get it? Anyway, I'll go there with my sisters, probably summertime because I remember wearing shorts and stuff, and it had to be summertime because I mean, coming back from school and stuff, yeah, it had to be summertime. And then we go there, walk over to and we'll take all these pop bottles, cans that we consume during the week. Uh, Sometimes we would pick it up on the sidewalk, but not often. Too many kids were doing that anyway, so we'll go there and we'll make a few bucks from those trade-ins, and then I found out that you could actually buy Superman comic books. That was unthinkable at the time to own a Superman comic book, own your own comic book, because in Korea you don't get to buy comic books. Never mind Superman comic books. You don't get to buy them. You get to rent them. You go to some comic book store. They charge you for different rate at different amount of hour you wanna stay there. 1 hour, 2 hour, all day, different rate. I will always do what all day, and I will have to go to different stores further away to read more books because the one store will run out of the books that I could read uh, because they don't refresh the stock. So amazing. My own Superman comic book. Again, back in the days when I was a little kid, I didn't particularly read them because I was not fluent in English. I probably looked at the pictures. I always love art, so I like drawing and stuff. At, so this is first one I got. If I was in Korea, I probably read all kinds of different comics books. But in the United States, because this is what got into my hand first, I kept with my superhero genre. Nowadays, actually, like to collect in different genre, but uh, I like science fiction, fantasy, besides superhero genre. Question number 6: have you ever speculated on a comic book? If not, why not? If so, what was your speculation book and why? I'm assuming this is my very first speculation. So, my very first speculation, I think, was Rogan's Run, issue number 1. I have a I speculated on John Carter, which the movie flopped. That 12 years later, the movie finally came out and flopped. Rogan's Run movie came out, and I go, okay, I want to pick that books up. Now, way I speculated back then, it's not like I could buy a whole bunch of these books. So I bought two of these books. Two, yeah. I bought two copy of this. I bought two copy of John Carter, Tarzan, thinking that Doc Savage, thinking all these books will go up in price so that when I trade with other guys that I'll get better books. But that wasn't my idea of speculation. If I only had one book, I would never trade because I had to have at least one copy. So that was my mentality at the time. Nowadays, I don't speculate on comic books. It's not an investment for me. I just enjoy collecting, reading, uh, admiring the art in the books. So yeah, I don't particularly collect slab. If I get it as a gift or something, I'll keep them. I will keep it in my collection, but I don't go out there and look for slabs. I do make my own slabs, try to anyway, but I don't. I don't collect slab per se. Again, it's gonna be this book right here, Rogan's Run number 1. My very first trade, and I did pretty good with it, if I remember right. So the movie came out about the about two copies of this book. So I had two copies, right? That's why I have this copy right here. And someone just keep on begging me and begging me to trade with them, and so I did. What was the book that I traded with? Yeah, I traded this book for this book right here. Now, this book turns out to be pretty cool book, but at the time I didn't know how cool it was. Actually, honestly, guys showed me this book, and he opened it up, and it's a Spider-Man book, but inside is a cowboy book. At the time, I really didn't know how cool it was. I just thought it was cool. I myself thought it was cool, but my friend said, "Hey, I think he fixed the book. You know, uh, he could have, but just to get my copy of Rogan's Run." But by the time I got this Rogan's Run, I thought it was going to do well, but it didn't look promising. Anyways, um, I just love this cover. And then even back then, I like these oddball kind of things where not everybody collected. And I said, you know what? I already have a Logan's Run cover. I'll go ahead and trade it. He begged me and begged me for it. And so I go ahead and traded this. Then I put it in my storage, right? I put this book up and never realized I didn't have that particular book, at least not the story inside. Because the story inside is cowboy, you know, cowboy, yeah. So that was now that after I found out, I think I found out last year. So I bought me the real book, and then the comic book that should have been the cover full that's in here. So I got this is a set book that I'm gonna keep until I have to give it to my kids when I die. Okay, I collect Bronze Age right now mostly because that's the era that I collected as a child. So I want to catch up with all those books that I wasn't able to get as a child. So I do collect Bronze Age. I love being able to get some Silver Age books and Golden Age books, but they are expensive. So I'm sticking to Bronze Age books that I collect. Modern books, I collect some new ones. If people say stories are good, but I don't collect much of modern books. Well, this is another tray later in my collecting life, but I used to have this Star Wars book. Recently got it. Recently got this one. I used to have this Star Wars book, right? And this guy came to me and goes, "Hey, let's trade that Star Wars book with my books." And I said, "No, I'm not trading for anything. I'm not trading at all." And I want to keep my Star Wars book. I love that movie. And when I saw it, I'm keeping it. Nobody's gonna, make me change my mind about that. Well, he kept on asking me. He never gave up. He kept on asking me, and he made me trade with him. He offered me two Spider-Man books. I got this one right here. I think that's first appearance of the Shocker. Yeah, Shocker. And then I got number 36 or 46 Spider-Man book over there. So it's a pre-100 comic, Amazing Spider-Man books, right? He offered two of those along with these these what do you call it? What do you call Whitman variant covers, whatever. And this is a reprint too. That's reprint. But the dude was saying, hey, they he was saying, hey, they didn't reprint these a lot of these, and there are less of this than that. There were tons of those, and there's not many of these. There's going to be a lot more. I'm going, come on, man. I don't care about that stuff. I want my original. He just keep on begging me and begging me. So he offered, Actually, at first he offered me this, right? That didn't work. Just and he offered these one Spider-Man book, and then he offered me another Spider-Man book, and I looked at these guys and I go, wow, those are not my, those are silver age, aren't they? 12 cents, right? Wow. I mean, even at the time, going from 35 cents to 12 cents books, I'm going, ooh. And he said I could keep my Star Wars book this way instead of reprint format. I I traded it, but as soon as I traded, I regretted it. As soon as I traded, and I've been regretting it for. But it turns out that it turns out that these Spider-Man books are, at least two of them together are worth more than Star Wars books. But they're not in good shape. So anyway, I mean, after I got that, I don't regret it anymore. And now I got Spider-Man books on top of that, so no regret now. But used to being pain regret for all my life on that. Well, that's it for the hashtag CBC Newb video tag. As for the next tag, which is we call it hashtag CBC annual, that's gonna follow more into like reviewing the previous year and previewing the coming year. Like for instance, looking back at 2023 and looking forward to 2024. I mean, that's how I'm gonna form the question. I got this idea from Vinyl Tag. Vinyl community has these Vinyl Tag video every year. They have 20 questions. Every year they change it up every year, and someone come up with these questions, and everybody's supposed to make these Vinyl Tag videos. It's a good way to updating your bios and your collections to everybody else. Sharing that. I just think 20 questions is way too much. I remember doing those videos and I I got tired of doing. I did one or two and I got tired of doing. So I have reduced the question quite a bit. I think I've reduced to seven. I may add more or not, but for now I have seven questions. Uh, Hopefully those questions are reusable next year because I made it a little more generic. I don't I don't want to create a list every year, different list. I could tweak it each year, but one or two questions tweak it, right? But not every question, right? And uh, because our collection changes, and every one of us have a different way of telling our stories about these tags, I think each video it would be unique, whether your question changes or not, right? So that's where I'm gonna design it, and I may change my mind after it happens. I may not do it again. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, uh, that video should be out in 2 or 3 days, maybe. Anyway, so that's it. Your tag. Till next time. Let me know. Oh, oh, thank you for watching this tag video. Thank you.